Salutations, viewers, and welcome to the Mega Bowl on AHS Basketball on AHS Sports Network on YouTube. We just got done with the girls, and now we'll see the boys Mega Bowl. This year's opponent, the Hoover Huskies, take on your Ames Little Cyclones. Tonight, for your entertainment, hi everybody, Carter White alongside Ryan Eggert, reporting live. The Hoover Huskies come into this 5-7, and Ames comes into this 5-6. The Jayhawks and the Little Cyclones, the Huskies and the Little Cyclones have both lost 3 of their last 4 games. Ames managed to win against Urbandale earlier. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. I've been looking at the wrong script. Sorry about that, folks. Let's look into the matchups for Hoover. Tonight, we have the top players got to be Chase Henderson. Talk about an absolute freshman with 188 points overall, 15.7 points per game, and 38.5% beyond the arch. He's been having a quite favorable season, but then you look at who's going to need to be good for Ames. Look no further than junior Keyshawn Brooks with 179 points this season, 16.2 point per game average. He shoots 38.8% from beyond the arch. I think we're going to be looking at a pretty great game.
Yeah, this one's going to be defined who can shoot behind the arch the best, I think. You know, mind you, that post shooting is also very important, but I think whoever's going to be able to have a higher percentage from outside the arc is going to win this game. So I'm suited up for a very good one tonight.
Absolutely. We'll get into your starters right away. First, we have a freshman, number 2, Chase Henderson. A freshman, number 4, Elijah Voss. A junior, number 10, Jaden Lovelace. A freshman, number 15, Chevelle Rucci. And a sophomore, number 21, Jonathan Beverly. For the Little Cyclones, you have a senior, number 22, Cooper Downs. A junior, number 30, Keyshawn Brooks. A senior, number 32, Jamison DeLacy. A senior, number 34, Jonas Strawhacker. And a sophomore, number 52, Corey Phillips. Hoover's coached by Courtney Henderson. And the Little Cyclones are coached by Vance Downs. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, tip-off and your starters coming up right after this break. Keep it right here. You are watching the Ames High Mega Bowl 2020 on AHS Basketball on AHS Sports Network on YouTube. And welcome back into it, folks. We are about ready for tip-off in the Boys Mega Bowl. Ames hosts Des Moines Hoover. In last year's Mega Bowl, Dowling Catholic lost to the Ames High Little Cyclones thanks to a miracle buzzer-beating three-pointer to put the game into overtime by Casey Mumman. What an amazing game that was. But here's an even crazier statistic. You guys ready for this? Ames hasn't won against Hoover in exactly a decade, not since the Harrison and Doug era, and I'm sure they're looking for some revenge tonight.
Yeah, I didn't think that they were that winless for that long. Well, it just is also a testament to show how good Hoover is.
Loveless and Phillips for the tip-off. And the Mega Bowl will be underway after a second tip-off, as that time it kind of seemed like they were trying to lock arms. We will try again. This time it's successful. The Mega Bowl's underway. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. And they're doing a little thing in the student section. They are remaining the student section is remaining absolutely quiet until Ames scores at least 10 points.
Huh.
And then they will go nuts at the 10th point.
Yeah. I would think, why not just go nuts when you win the game? That too.
Well, because then there's the potential that they won't be cheering at all.
Oh, true.
It just depends on how the game goes.
Yeah. Must be quite difficult for those students to just hold it in.
Phillips misses both of his at the line. That was a foul on Rutschke. And the ball is in the hands of the Huskies. Here's Henderson at the left wing. 7.5 to play in the first. And now it's a pass to Rutschke. Now it's the ultimate freshman, Chase Henderson. Defended by the man who can, stats-wise, be compared to him the most. He keeps the ball. He almost had it deflected from him. Now it's Voss with the ball. Voss at the top of the key. Voss now passes, and now it's Henderson at the top of the key. He takes a three-pointer. It's no good. The rebound's going to be taken by Rutschke. Rutschke's going to have Voss at the top of the key. He now will find, that is Beverly. Outside, he finds Loveless in the corner with 6:49 to play in the first. Henderson has the ball. Henderson's going to find Beverly at the left wing. Voss now has the driving for the hole. Voss can't put it in. Phillips the rebound. They're still being silent, Ames is, and they're 8 points away from breaking the silent night as Phillips scores the first bucket of the game by either team to make it 2-0 with 6:20 to play in the first.
Does clapping noise from the student section count as violating the noise? Just wondering.
If that's the case, then they've already
failed.
Night.
They've already failed.
Hoover is playing quite aggressive so far, but they haven't been able to put any points in.
No, not yet. They're just, I think, experimenting with Ames's defense right now.
Here's Henderson, who takes a left wing three. No good. The rebound's taken once again by Phillips. Some great rebounding happening by Phillips so far. Phillips to Delacy at the right wing. Now it's Brooks, top of the key. He takes a three, and they are just 5 points away from breaking the silent night. 5-9 with 5.5 to play in the first. This is an Ames team that's very good at getting away with the game. If you're Hoover, you have to score fast.
Yeah, we know that Hoover is a team that with a reputation of beating Ames, but you know what? Ames can just turn that around, like they did with that incredible victory last night over Dowling.
Wow, that was a no-look pass to Voss on the outside. He couldn't finish. Loveless got the rebound, and what an aggressive rebound that was. Hoover knows how to play aggressive ball.
Yeah, they do. And that ball came down almost below his waist when he caught it, and he was way up in the air.
A shot is missed again by Voss. They've got to make these shots. I don't know what's going on.
You got lots of time left, Carter. Lots of time left.
Here's Brooks at the left wing, 4:40 to play in the first. Strawhacker at the top of the key. He will find Phillips. Man, it is a little uncomfortable how quiet this place is when the student section is not cheering.
Yeah. I wouldn't say they're not cheering. I'm just saying they're supporting silently, rather.
That's pretty accurate. Phillips goes to the line to shoot 2. That was a foul on Voss. First one's good. 4 more points, and this student section is going to go electric. 4.5 to play in the first. Phillips, the second one. It's good. A 3-pointer would break the silent night. 7-0 in the first.
Looks like they've definitely improved that free throw shooting, so that's always a good sign for any team.
For sure. And now here's Lovelace to Henderson. Now it's Beverly. Henderson again. Back to Lovelace at the right wing. 4:10 to play in the first. 3-pointer was almost attempted by Beverly. He decided not to. Now here's Henderson. Lovelace. 3-point attempt is no good. That was Beverly who tried it. Now Henderson goes for a 3. That's no good either. I know it's this early in the game, but they've got to put some points on the board. Delacy to Downs. He loses the ball and is fouled on his way to the hole. That'll send him to the line. Henderson with the first foul.
You know, Phillips, he's done a very good job rebounding early. You see just how aggressive he is on the defensive board.
Brooks at the left wing. Delacy also at the left wing. Switched places with Brooks there. Just over 3.5 to play in the first. Phillips now at the left wing. Phillips to Strawhacker. Now it's Brooks at the right wing. Brooks to Delacy at the right wing. 3:20 to play in the first. Now it's Brooks again to Downs. Downs to Phillips to break the silent night. No! Ames student section remains silent. 3 minutes to play in the first. They're going to take as long as they need to be silent. Here's Henderson taking his time. Is Hoover going to get some points on the board before they break the silent night? I'm sure they'd hope for that. Rucci to Henderson. Henderson at the top of the key. 2:40 to play in the first. And counting. And Voss to Henderson at the left wing. Now a baseball pass to Beverly, who's defended by Strawhacker. Ball is stolen by Phillips. Phillips at the left wing. Goes to Downs. Downs at the left wing. 2:20 to play in the first. Now it's Phillips to Delacy to Brooks at the right wing. 2:10 to play in the first. Strawhacker to Downs. Phillips almost took the 3-pointer. And now a foul. Oh, an offensive foul is what they're going to call on Phillips. It's serious. You could hear a pen drop in here.
Yeah.
If you heard that, that was literally my pen dropping.
Yeah. It looks like they're going to assess the foul to Strawhacker instead. He'll take a seat on the bench.
Just under 2 minutes to play in the first. Is Ames going to not break the silent night before the end of the first, and the student section's just going to remain silent for a quarter? I wonder if that would happen. And that is Richie, who's fouled on his way to the hole.
I believe that was Craffle there.
I think they're calling the foul on Phillips, actually.
Oh. It definitely looked like Craffle jumped right into him, trying to, contest that shot.
And Hoover's finally on the board after a 7-0 run by the Little Cyclones. Rucci will try again. And it's no good. Henderson. Lovelace almost got the offensive rebound. They're going to say it went off of Craffle last.
Oh, that was close. That was really close.
Certainly was. 1:43 to play in the first. It's 7-1. An inbound to Lovelace. Now here's Henderson with the ball. 1:39 to play in the first. Henderson now driving for the hole. Fouled on his way there.
Who did they get this time?
They call it on downs. That's 3 for Ames and 3 for Hoover so far. Minute 30 to play in the first quarter. Now here's Voss with the ball at the left wing. Voss almost loses the ball. Brooks almost stole it from him. Now here's Henderson. Henderson, corner 3 from Lovelace is good. 7-4 with 1:15 to play in the first. Brooks at the right wing to Downs, Phillips. Now it's Craffle at the left wing. Brooks to, that is Rathy, Jay Rathy, who checked into the Ames lineup. A minute now exactly to play in the first and counting. Downs to break the silent night. No! This crowd will remain silent, and they are anxious to make noise. Henderson makes his shot, and it's just a 1-point game now. 7-4, 45 seconds left to play in the first. I think Ames might be going for the last points of the quarter here.
Yeah, that's a fair point to make, considering, A, we don't have shot clocks here in high school, which I think would be a great addition. It would move the game along a little bit faster.
I agree. Rathy to Downs. Probably should have taken the three-pointer.
Yeah, I would have taken the three there as well.
So that this can stop being such intimidating of a situation. Brooks, they're definitely going to try. With 10 seconds left to go in the first, they're definitely going to try and get the last point.
Hoover knows it.
Brooks.
He
The
lost
ball is
it.
stolen. Downs gets it. Long three is no good. Ames remains silent for the entire first quarter. Not a single peep from the Ames High Little Cyclones other than a few claps every now and then.
Not one that at least we could hear.
And we'll keep it here instead of going to a break. Wow. Well, it started off with 7 points in a row from the Little Cyclones, and now Hoover has scored 6 straight in order to make it a 7-6 game. Oh, gosh. Give me a second. Oh, sorry about that, folks. We're now into the second quarter. It's 7-6. Ames is up. If you have not been updated, the Little Cyclone student section is staying quiet until Ames scores 10 points. And believe it or not, they actually went an entire quarter without doing that. Craffle got the block. What a play right there by Craffle. Downs driving for the hole instead of taking the three-pointer. He's fouled on his way there.
No shot.
We're sorry if the broadcast temporarily cut out. We didn't have a connection for a second.
Yeah. Unfortunate that the internet has some problems, especially during the games.
Just under 7.5 to play in the second. It is 7-6. Brooks to Delacy to Downs at the right wing, and Strawhacker to Downs. Delacy to break the silent night. Yes! And the student section goes crazy. Someone just turned on the electricity. The place is going wild. The student section has never been this packed. And never been this loud this season, at least. Voss at the left wing for the Huskies with 6:42 to go in the second, and now it's died down. And it's Beverly to Henderson. Henderson now has it to Voss. Beverly. And here is Voss, double teamed. Voss to Henderson. They're playing some tough D. They're playing tough D.
Yes. No, this is a good aggressive form.
Henderson from what looked like NBA range drains a three-pointer to strike right back at the Little Cyclones, 6-9 with 6:08 to play in the second. Delacy to Downs. Downs to Kreffel at the left wing. He now finds, actually the ball is going to be in a backcourt violation. Hoover's going to have their chance at their first lead of the game.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate turnover right there. But you know what? Just play your aggressive defense, and I think you got to start shutting down Henderson a little bit. He's been the one who's been the thorn in the side. He's got 5 of the 9 points so far for the Huskies.
Voss at the top of the key. Now here's Henderson, drives for the hole, passes it back out to Voss. Wasn't able to get off a 3 in time before being double teamed. Loveless. Henderson. 5.5 to play in the second. Henderson. He's going to be a jump ball, and the possession arrow gives it to the little Cyclones. They'll have the ball back. 10-9 with just under 5.5 to play in the second. We definitely have a close one.
Yeah, about the closest you can get without being tied.
5:21 to play in the second. Here's Downs at the top of the key to Phillips. Phillips to Delacy, top of the key. They're looking for an option. Probably need to try another three-pointer. That'd be the best.
Yeah.
Delacy, Strawhacker to Phillips at the top of the key. Delacy, another three-pointer, good! 13-9, 4:50 to play in the second. Hoover has not led yet in this game, and on this possession they couldn't possibly, but they can in the next two if they keep things going.
Yes.
Here's a jumper from Beverly. It's no good. 4.5 to play in the second. Ball goes the other way for the little Cyclones. And it's Downs to Phillips to Delacy. Brooks almost took a three-pointer at the top of the key. Instead, dishes to Delacy. Now here's Phillips, drives for the hole. Around the world and no good. Beverly, the rebound. Ball's going the other way. Ball is stolen by Downs. Downs on a deep drive for the hole, and he lays it in. 15-9. 4 minutes to play in the second. This student section is electric.
Yes, they are.
Here's a three-pointer. No good from Beverly. Downs with 3:42 to play in the second. They're taking their time, and they probably going to put some points up and put Hoover down potentially by 8 points. By 9 points, that is. Brooks for three. No good. Rebound's going to be taken by Voss for the Huskies with 3:20 to play in the second. Here is Henderson with the ball near the center circle. Henderson's going to find Loveless at the right wing. 3:10 to play in the second. Voss out to Beverly. Beverly gets the ball stolen. The bounce pass is stolen by Brooks with just 3 minutes to play in the second. Downs is going to find Delacy to Brooks at the right wing. Brooks tries for the hole, can't lay it in. Rebound's going to be taken by Voss. Back and forth, and nobody seems to be scoring.
No, I'm a little bit surprised as well that Brooks has just 3 points on the board, considering he did score 35 against Dowling last night.
The aggressive defense of Ames backfires on them this time as a foul is called on Strawhacker. That's 2 for him tonight. 2:36 to go in the second. He's not in foul trouble yet, but Strawhacker's really one of those players you can't afford to have in foul trouble.
No, unfortunately, he's had foul trouble earlier this season, but I think, that's an irrelevant fact in the game.
Henderson, that's a deep three. I knew that was too deep to be true. And it's now just under 2.5 to play in the second. Brooks to Phillips at the right wing. Now he finds Downs at the left wing. Here's Delacy, 2:18 to play in the second and counting. Phillips at the top of the key finds Brooks at the right wing. Drives for the hole. That was too easy, and somehow Brooks didn't make it.
I think he wanted to pass that more than anything. He looked like he was indecisive, a turnover by the Huskies. Rather, a timeout.
Timeout is taken by Hoover with 2:02 to play in the second. It's 15-9, and we will take a quick break and be right back. Keep it right here. You're watching the Boys Mega Bowl. Ames versus Hoover on AHS Basketball on AHS Sports Network on YouTube. And welcome back into it, folks. 2:02 to play in the second. And it's 15-9. Ames leads over the Hoover Huskies. This is similar, actually. This was actually the score at half of the boys' sub-state game back in sub-state final back in 2016, where these teams just so happened to meet. However, Hoover would end up winning that game eventually.
The Hoover fans would think this would be a bit of deja vu. Ooh, they want their team to come out on top.
Not to mention the low-scoring games. And a three-point attempt by Wilson is good. The big man, number 33, Jeremiah Wilson, a junior, swishes a three, and with just a minute and a half to play in the second, it's a three-point game. Phillips at the top of the key. Phillips at the left wing now finds Craffle to Delacy. He strikes, tries to strike back at the Hoover Huskies. He's no good. Ball goes the other way. 1:13 to play in the second. 15-12, Henderson at the right wing. He's double teamed. Henderson being aggressively defended by Phillips. He gets the ball out. Brooks tips the pass. Henderson manages to regain control. Henderson is fouled on his way to the hole. I think they're going to call it on Delacy. They actually are going to call it on Phillips. No, they are going to call it on Delacy. That's his first of the night. That's 5 for Ames, 4 for Hoover. Delacy with the foul. Hoover keeps the ball. Here's a reverse layup underneath by Lovelace. He makes it a 1-point game with just 50 seconds to play. 15-14. 45 seconds left in the first half. Downs and the little Cyclones are probably going to try and get the last points of the half. Brooks to Delacy at the right wing. It's Brooks again. Now to Craffle. Brooks again, left wing. 30 seconds to play in the second. Phillips. Delacy did not take the three-pointer.
No. I would have taken that three-pointer right there. He had some time and space. Maybe they're just trying to close out the half here.
Downs to Brooks, back to Downs. Delacy, 5 seconds to play. Second quarter, Brooks corner three is good! Keyshawn Brooks at the horn of halftime, and it's 18-14. That's going to give them some momentum heading in to the locker rooms. What a clutch play by Keyshawn Brooks, and he did the same thing last game, scoring a three-pointer right at the horn of halftime.
Well, good half for the Cyclones. You know, this is a good thing because they come into halftime with a lead, and I think that lead is going to be very important because they're going to be able to control that second half, and I guess we'll see what happens.
And with that, we reach halftime in the Boys Mega Bowl. 18-14 is the score heading in to the locker rooms for halftime. We will be back with the second half right after this break. Keep right here. You're watching the Mega Bowl, Ames versus Hoover, on AHS Basketball, on AHS Sports Network, on YouTube. Welcome back into it, folks. We're just about ready to get into the rest of this game. The boys' side of the Mega Bowl, Hoover versus Ames. Hoover down against the Ames High Little Cyclones by a score of 18-14. Carter White, Ryan Eggert reporting live. Ames has been upset in the playoffs twice in the last decade. In the 2015 state quarterfinal and in the 2016 sub-state final, that game was in a final score of 31-24. And quite frankly, I think that the Little Cyclones are ready to finally end this streak.
Yeah, I also foresee a low-scoring game. You know, if either team breaks 40, it'll be a definite achievement, considering, you know, the ball has been moving a little bit slow on the Hoover side. You know, I think they're a little bit hesitant to take questionable shots, but, you know, if you gotta be able to take a few contested shots, you know, to prove that you're able to handle that kind of pressure. But, you know, this second half has a lot in store, and hopefully it'll come out with an Ames High win.
I couldn't agree with you more. Hoover's got to start putting this ball up more if they want to get into this. But but ladies and gentlemen, let's hope that our Little Cyclones can pull off a win. Hoover has not yet led this game, and this can change on the next two possessions.
Huh. It's quite interesting, considering the way that Hoover has done well against Ames for the past 10 years.
Henderson inside to Voss, puts it up in off the glass. 18-16 with 7:40 to play in the third. I'll tell you what, that one didn't look like it was going in, but it did.
No. Now they gotta get some shots in.
Three-pointer is good by Strawhacker. Fantastic play by Strawhacker with 5 points for him tonight. 7:22 to play in the third. It's 21-16. Here's Voss underneath. Can't lay it in. His shot was deflected by Phillips, who now gets the ball going the other way.
Things are getting a little bit chippy between Brooks and I think that was Henderson, the star.
Here's Phillips, who can't lay it in underneath, and Voss gets the rebound. And now it's a three-pointer that's made by Beverly. Actually, it was a two-pointer. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. It's 21-18, 6:35 to play in the third. .620 to play in the third. 21-18 is now the mark. Phillips lays it in. 23-18. 6:18 to play in the third. I think things are going well so far.
What the heck is that all about?
One second. For Ames, and Hoover needs to be able to strike back.
Oh.
Ball goes the other way to the Huskies, and I don't think they thought that.
No. It was a great stuff there by Phillips. He's been doing very well on the defensive side of this game.
5:52 to play in the third. Driving for the hole was Delisy. Fouled on his way there by Voss. They're not agreeing with that call very much. And that is Delisy, who makes it from the line. 5:50 to play in the third. Second one is good as well. And Henderson will take it the other way for the Huskies, who are now down by 7 points. Haven't been down by this much since the beginning of the first quarter, when Ames scored the first 7 points straight. Henderson almost drove for the hole. Instead, quick pass to Ruchty, and it is 5:25 to play in the third. 25-20. It's just a
Oh,
5-point game.
Ankles.
Oh my word,
couldn't
Keyshawn
convert.
Brooks. I can't believe what I just saw happen.
It's silly if it doesn't work.
He
But that
dropped
was-
Lovelace like a mic at the end of a speech. Oh my word. How about that play?
Go right there. Holy Moses.
Sorry, say that again, Ryan.
He put him through the blender on the spinorama cycle right there. Oh. First ankle's broken that I've seen. Not sure about your end of it.
5 minutes to play in the third. It's 25-20. And now here's Brooks, who's going to miss the shot. And other way, counted in the foul for Lovelace. And a chance for just a 2-point game. Phillips with the foul, that's 2 for him. Phillips, another player who it'd be really unfortunate for Ames if he fouled out. Lovelace, and one is successful. It's a 25-23 game. Boy, howdy, just when Ames seems to be taking the game away, Hoover comes up and manages to make some good buckets.
Yeah, this game has been a game of streaks. You know, we saw Ames starting out, get the first 7, then Hoover got the next 6. You know, it's going to be a game of streaks. And
Here's
it'll be interesting.
Phillips for 3. No, it off the glass and off, and it's Henderson at the left wing. And now it's Voss near the top of the key. Here's Henderson again with just 4 minutes to play in the third for the lead. No, it downs the rebound. It seems like Henderson's getting a little carried away with trying to take those NBA range shots.
Yeah.
Delisy makes a 3-pointer. 28-23, we're back to a 5-point game.
Yeah, on that last point you were making, you know, Henderson, and I think he's trying to be a little bit unselfish there, but, you know, he's been doing great all season, and right now he's got, just 5 points to show. But regardless, you know, he could turn it on later.
Kraffel checks into the Ames lineup. It's 3:24 to play in the third.
I
3:20 to play in the third, 28-23. Here's Henderson with the ball. Henderson at the right wing. Henderson's going to drive for the hole, and instead of trying to drive for the hole, he gets the ball stolen by Brooks. He will drive for the hole and be fouled on his way there.
I'm not sure how they didn't call a travel there on Henderson's attempt to get to the bucket. You know, he took 2 steps and then took a hop afterwards. Like he was playing hopscotch. A little bit confused there.
Brooks' first one from the line is good. 29-23. And it's going to be Brooks who puts up another one. It's good. 2:59 to play in the third, and it's now a 7-point game. Just when Hoover was so close to getting their first lead of the game, it fell from them again.
No, they're going to come back. There's no doubt about it.
If they come back, they have to finish. They're getting so close consistently over and over again, and they're not able to finish and manage to get the lead.
Got a jump ball that's going to go to Ames.
Yes, it is.
Gave him a bear hug there. That was a little bit strange of a way to get a jump ball. Downs walking it up there. Brooks gets it off to Kraffel, who gets it back to Downs. To Strawhacker. Delisy drives inside. He's going to go all the way out. Downs, a three-pointer is off the rim and no good.
That could have been very good for Ames. And now it's just 2:05 to play in the third, and now the ball's in the hands of Voss. He takes a three, and it's good to make it a 4-point game. 2 minutes to play in the third. And now Brooks has the ball. Brooks will get it to Delisy at the top of the key. Now it'll be Downs at the right wing. Downs to Craffle, who's, has his shot deflected by Beverly. He says, get that out of here. My word. Ball goes out of bounds off of Hoover. Ames will keep it. 1:44 to play in the third. It's 30-26.
If you can fake him there, you could probably draw a foul out of it.
Probably so. Now the ball is going to be to Downs. 1:37 to play in the third. Downs to Strawhacker. To Brooks at the left wing. Now just 1:30 to play in the third. Ames good strike back. The ball is stolen by Henderson. And Ames with a good opportunity now. Hoover, with a good opportunity to finally get their first lead of the game if they play this and their next possession well.
Yeah. They have not led in this game, which is quite strange considering how well Hoover plays in general.
Voss, it's good. Baseline jumper is good with just under a minute to play in the third. It's 30-28. And now Hoover, if you're Hoover, you need to finish.
Yeah, just have to.
Craffle at the left wing finds Strawhacker. Now here is Brooks to Delisy. Now here is Strawhacker with the ball. They're taking their time. They're trying to get the last points of the quarter. Craffle now has the ball at the right wing. And here is Downs with the ball to Brooks. Keyshawn Brooks taking his time. Now just 10 seconds left to play in the third. Brooks.
And that's a foul.
Oh, my word. Loveless fouls. Something you really couldn't afford if you were trying to get the last bucket of the game of the half. If you were Hoover, you're trying to get this ball back. That's not a great way to start.
No.
Downs. Delisy for three. No. And that will end the first half.
Oh, he made it.
Are you kidding me? Downs, that's not going to count, but he just grandma'd it from half court.
Oh, my.
Oh, my word.
If only that would have counted, that would have made every highlight reel.
That was amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my word. That was just amazing.
Oh, this game's had a little bit of everything. You know, block shots, broken ankles, and not a lot of scoring, though. But you know what? It's been close the whole time.
For sure. 30 seconds until we go to quarter number 4. And, partner, I think we're going to be looking at a pretty good one.
Yeah. Now, this thing's going to come down to the wire. It's going to come down to those last 2 minutes of who can pull away, who can keep it close, you know. This game may need overtime.
Perhaps so. And we are ready for quarter number 4.
I believe we go to as many overtimes as necessary, just like an college or NBA game would do.
Henderson with 7:55 to play in the fourth, 30-28. Here is Voss. Voss is going to find. And that was Beverly, who tried to go for the lead. It was no good. And in my opinion, you don't need the three-pointer. Just drive for the whole tie of the game.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. You know, you just need a bucket out of this. You don't need to take the lead. You just need to tie it at least.
Now just 7.5 to play in the fourth. Delisy at the left wing finds Downs. Very quick passing going on. Phillips underneath, lays it in. Makes it a 4-point game, 32-28. This could potentially be going like it has for this entire game. Hoover getting so close to taking the lead, and then it just gets out of their hands.
I wouldn't say it's out of their hands necessarily just yet. They got still 7 minutes to go until they have a chance to.
And there's
to win this game.
Henderson, who's been playing quite good tonight. 7 points for the Huskies. Oh, counted on the foul for Delacy. 34-30 with 6:56 to play in the fourth. Just what the doctor ordered for Ames.
Very nice job by Delisi to realize, A, he had an open lane. B, he only had one man in that lane that was going to try and stop him. Everybody was caught in transition.
Delisi has a successful M1. It's a 5-point game. Now, if you're Hoover, just drive the hole. You don't need necessarily a three-pointer. A three-pointer is nice, but you don't need it at this point. It's Rucci. Now it's Henderson. Henderson near the center circle. 6:30 to play in the fourth. And now it is Beverly. 6:25 to play in the fourth to Henderson. They're taking their time.
They are taking their time. I think there's a definite pro and con to taking your time. A, you're giving Ames less time to try and to extend the lead, but you're also giving yourself less time to try and tie it.
Here is Strawhacker. Strawhacker to Brooks. Brooks to Phillips. Phillips is going to find, that is Delacy. Now it's Phillips inside the paint. Can't lay it in. That would have been perfect for Ames. Henderson to Voss at the elbow. Henderson at the top of the key. Now just 5:37 to play in the fourth. Henderson so close to the half-court line that if he's not careful, a backcourt violation would have been called. Henderson lays it in off the glass. Just what he needed, 35-32. 5:23 to play in the fourth. Downs to Phillips, and now it is Delacy to Brooks at the center circle. At the center circle now finds Phillips at the left wing. Delacy also at the left wing. 5 minutes to play in the fourth. Got to be some good playing happening by Ames. Downs to Phillips. Oh, he missed it underneath. He puts it back up and in. 37-32. It's back to a 5-point game with 4:47 to play in the fourth.
Very, very nice job there by Phillips to get his own rebound back and muscle that away. And I think that just shows you how well he's played so far tonight.
How about that backwards pass by Henderson? And driving for the hole was Loveless, but he's no good. Just under 4.5 to play in the fourth. Here's Downs.
Oh.
Travel on Downs. Oh, and right as he was going to drive for the hole, that would have been perfect for Ames.
That's an unfortunate break. You know, I didn't see a travel. It might have been by the smallest fraction of a second of that foot to dribble. But, you know, regardless, they still have 4 minutes to go close this thing out.
Henderson was met by Downs, who just traveled, and Ames has the ball right back. 4:05 to play in the fourth. Here's Phillips. Phillips driving for the hole. He's no good. Phillips, who has 8 points, he's been an absolute monster under the hole, couldn't finish that time. And here's Beverly at the baseline. Jumper, no good. Didn't even touch the rim. That's an air ball. They're taking their time, Ames is. And now here's Downs with the ball. Gets it to Brooks at the right wing. Just over 3.5 to play in the fourth. Here's Strawhacker. Can't lay it in off the glass. The rebound is taken by Voss. Just under 3.5 to play in the fourth. Henderson. Oh, he tried to find Rucci underneath, and the ball ends up in the hands of Phillips with 3:16 to play in the fourth. Brooks for three. God! 40-32. 3:08 to play in the fourth. Henderson has the ball now for Hoover, just what Ames needed.
Yeah. I'm rather surprised that Hoover didn't call timeout because they really need to settle themselves down and try and get back in this game.
I think so too. Henderson, deep three, not even close. Rebound is taken by Rucci. Ball is stolen by Brooks. And if Ames plays this out right, they could be looking at their first victory over Hoover in a decade. Since the last time they won it was right here in this very building during the Harrison and Doug era.
Huh. Also, if you're Hoover, I think you have to start fouling within the next probably 30 seconds because it's an 8-point game. You don't want to let them keep possession for a long time. Granted, you are giving up the chance to cut down that lead by giving them free throws and all, but I think you got to save clock.
Being a witness to those playoff games has taught me that Hoover is a team of holding the ball and forcing you to foul. Now that's probably going to be the case as we just hit 2 minutes to play in the fourth. And a timeout is taken. Ames on their way to potentially having their first victory over Hoover in a decade. It could happen as long as they play well. Keep it right here. You're watching AHS Basketball on AHS Sports Network on YouTube, the Boys Mega Bowl. We're back into it. Sorry for the quick sudden interruption, but we are right back into it. 1:50 to play in the fourth. Brooks, wide open three. God! Keyshawn Brooks makes it an 11-point game with 1:41 to play in the fourth. Ames now with a chance to put the game away. Voss strikes right back. 43-35. It's now an 8-point game with 1:34 to play. Let's talk about the logistics instead of going right back to another break. Carter White, Ryan Eggert, and at this point, it's an 8-point deficit. 1.5 minutes left in the game. I don't know about a comeback at this point.
Well, you gotta foul for sure.
Yes.
You have to foul, and you have to foul quickly to give yourself more time on the clock.
For
what
sure.
The trouble is the fact that Ames has been doing so well from the free throw line tonight that you really don't want to get to, I would say, probably 11 or 12 down with 1.5 minutes to go. Otherwise, you're putting yourself in a pretty big hole. And, it's difficult to see Hoover winning this one. For me, honestly, I don't know if you feel the same way, but they have to come up with something and quick.
No, I couldn't agree more. This is gonna be, if Hoover's gonna keep their 10-year winning streak alive, it's going to have to be a miracle at this point.
Well, I think the only winning streak that matters is in the playoffs. Of course, get to that state title. You can lose one game here and there, but all you need to make sure is that you play good at the right time.
They're already starting the full court pressure. Ball goes out of bounds off of Hoover. Ames keeps it.
But honestly, who do you foul? Who would you foul out of Downs, DeLisi, Strawhacker, Brooks, and Phillips? They're all good free throw shooters. So it's a real pick your poison right here.
I think so too. I really don't know what to do, and I wouldn't know what to do in this situation if I was Hoover. And there's a three-pointer missed by Keyshawn Brooks. It's 43-35. Here is Henderson. Back out to Voss. Top of the key. Three-point attempt is no good by Wilson. Ball goes out of bounds into the hands of Ames. And at this point, Hoover's got a foul.
Yep. No doubt about it. They have to foul fast.
No way around it. You got to start fouling if you're Hoover. They can't get to him fast enough. Here's Delacy. Fouled on it. I think he was fouled, and the ref didn't call it.
There.
What a save.
That was very creative from Strawhacker.
I don't know why Hoover's not fouling already.
Yeah. They're going now.
There we go.
I think they waited just a bit too long to start fouling.
This game looks pretty much out of reach now for
it's going to be extremely difficult for them to come back.
Just 35 and a half seconds to play in the fourth. Brooks passes to Downs. Delacy to Downs again. Way deep pass to Brooks. And now it's Phillips. 20 seconds to play in the fourth. Now here's Brooks. Brooks aggressively defended. Finds Downs to Phillips. Phillips looking around for an open player. He's having some difficulty. Now it's just 7 seconds exactly to play.
Timeout.
Timeout's taken, and at this point, I don't think there's any doubt between the two of us.
I think they got this one.
Yeah. Ames student section already chanting, I believe that we have won, and that belief's going to be correct in about 7 seconds.
They're not wrong. I think Ames has got this one.
43-35.
Winning on back-to-back nights, no less. Considering you would think that the team would be quite fatigued playing after last night's grueling game that saw them hold on by just 2 points over Dowling.
But they performed great twice. And that's going to do it. Time expires. And the crowd is storming the court. For the first time in a decade, the Ames High Little Cyclones have defeated the Des Moines Hoover Huskies for the first time in 10 years, and they are the Mega Bowl champions.
Yeah, that was a very good game. Considering it was only a 1-point deficit after the first quarter, it was only a couple points at half, 8 points. It was very close during the whole game. Very, very exciting to watch.
All right. Final score is 43-35. Coming up after this break, post-game thoughts with me and Ryan Eggert. Keep it right here. You're watching it, the Mega Bowl on AHS Sports Network on YouTube. Welcome back into it, folks. The Hoover Huskies just lost to the Ames High Little Cyclones for the first time since the Doug and Harrison era by a final score of 43-35. Let's get some final thoughts going. Well, let's go back to the girls' game first. Some final thoughts for that. What do you think of that game?
I think it was a unexpected result from Ames. Hoover's not had the best of seasons. You had mentioned before coming in, they were 1 win out of 11. They struggled in the third quarter. Was their real downfall. It was what cost them. And Ames, they just did a good job. They got Waite and Ames and Lipsy to produce, and I think that's going to be very important come playoff time and the rest of conference play.
And I think that at the end of the day, in the beginning with the girls' game, it was much closer than we thought it was going to be. But then Ames showed us that they were the better team and came out with a victory. And like I said earlier, it's nice to have an easy victory like that after taking a tough loss to a team like Dowling, who they're going to have to play later this season.
Yeah, that was really a game of two halves. We saw a team that was a little bit hesitant on their shots in that first half, but then they started raffling off some good attempts, and they were able to put up a significant amount more points than Hoover was in that third quarter, and that's really what won them the game.
Now let's move on to the boys' game. It just got done with a final score of 43-35. Top scorers for Ames, Jonas Strawhacker and Keyshawn Brooks. 14 points for both of them out of Ames' 43. They made an absolutely great contribution, and I think that it was a great game.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a good game for especially Strawhacker. We saw, we haven't seen numbers like this from him as of recent, and I think it was a good showing and a real showing of his potential, what he's got for the rest of the conference. And if that's the way to go, I can't wait to see him play again.
And I know we've been mentioning this over and over and over again, but I'm sure Harrison Barnes and Doug McDermott would be proud that Ames has finally taken down Hoover, especially the late but great Javen White, who heartbreakingly lost in the first round of the state tournament to this team back in 2015.
Yeah, Hoover's been a pest of Ames, as you mentioned, in the last 10 years, but I think finally they cleared that hurdle, and now, it's playoff hopes from here. I think Ames will get that sub-state. Who they're going to play, I have no clue. It's all random, but you know what? Gotta think big, and that's the big key right here.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, that's going to do it here for the Mega Bowl on AHS Sports Network on YouTube. The next broadcast that we'll be having on AHS Basketball on AHS Sports Network on YouTube, the Ankeny Hawks, next Friday, January 31st. Same place, same time, come to town to face your Ames High Little Cyclones, a girls and boys doubleheader. Girls start at 6:10, boys start around 7:45 roughly, and that'll do it for this doubleheader. Ames wins both of their Mega Bowls, both boys and girls. Thank you for tuning in to this Mega Bowl edition of AHS Basketball on AHS Sports Network on YouTube. I'm Carter White.
I'm Ryan Eggert.
The voices of your Ames High Little Cyclones, signing off.